Hello, I'm Larry Hopper from the 1981 class at the University of Oklahoma in the School of Regional and City Planning. You know, some of you may know me as looking a little bit more like this guy right here. Look familiar? About a year after I got out of the OU School of Regional City Planning, maybe it looks more like me like this, I was actually, one of my photographs got on the OU class schedule bulletin. And you know, of course, we owe a great debt of gratitude to the individuals who taught this class, people for a number of years. Let me see if this will focus in very well on the OU, on the Regional City Planning School. This would be, I guess, the spring of 1982. We owe such a debt of gratitude to Professors Rogers, Goins, and Lear, and Solly Caldwell, and people who came before and after my time there. You know, it is a great regional city planning school. Some people say the second oldest accredited school west of the Mississippi, and it's created a number of great graduates. You know, I was lucky and got a lot from the OU umbrella, and you know, the program and OU were good to me and for my family as well, I should just say. And you know, that picture was a lot about me 30 years ago, as was this ring. This is my regional city planning OU ring, and from 1981. And long story short, it was actually lost for a number of years after I'd gotten my first job in Ardmore at the Sub-State Planning District as planning director. I'd gotten to that position, and at some point I lost this ring. And the very first game when Bob Stoops coached in the Bedlam game back about 10 or 12 years ago, this ring turned up in the cushions of a chair that we were going to have recovered. So, you know, boomer sooner. You know, it was such a great day to find it, and I've kept it ever since. You know, for me, I've had a good career. You know, 30 years later, I still practice as an urban planner here in the greater Oklahoma City area. Probably a pretty good example of how you could go away for a few years, but still go ahead and practice a lot for many, many years in the decade around where it was really your hometown, and get a lot done and have a variety of great experiences. These last 10 or 12 years, I've been the planning manager for the Regional Transit Authority here in Oklahoma City, Metro Transit, and gave you a little sense, you know, worked on things like this fixed guideway study for the region. You know, the idea that someday, you know, we might have commuter rail from Edmond to Norman and out to Midwest City, a variety of bus rapid transit to the airport and the like, and some type of streetcar. And that really is kind of my latest project, is to work on planning for streetcar. The project manager on the alternatives analysis. In fact, we were one of, I guess, 13 cities that actually got a Tiger II planning grant. And so, you know, just for those of you familiar from Oklahoma City, we're talking about a streetcar line that would link basically the St. Anthony area through downtown to Bricktown and over to our transit center, and then over to the OU Health Science Center area as well. As it stands, you know, in terms of the local funding we probably have enough to do this part that's to the east of I-235, something like that. So we'll continue working on it. But, you know, before I was a transit planner, I worked as the city's Bricktown project planner. But, you know, enough of that here in a minute. You know, again, at OU, I had such a great set of classmates, and a lot of them are still practicing. I still stay in touch with them. You know, people like Cynthia Hoyle, who's up in the Illinois area, Steve Eady, who's a city manager here in one of our larger suburbs, Del Miller, as well as Mike Miller as well. Bob Tiener is still here practicing in the Oklahoma City area as well. Jeanette Sheets is. But we had other people in our class too, like Jim Hodges and Debbie Blazier, and a number of other people. I have such good memories of being there in the Carnegie Building, the same building where this photograph here was taken for that bulletin. So only a little bit more to really say. You know, I was able to do a number of things here in my career before I came to work at Transit, and one of them was the Bricktown Plan, 1991-96. This was sort of the pre-MAPS plan, and sure enough, you know, I'll show up here as the as the Bricktown project planner. And you know, that was before we had any design review in a commercial district. But here's the plan map. In fact, Lance Gross, who came along a few years later, sort of did the hand-drawn graphics. We could get away with this back in 1991, and it showed the core part of Bricktown and what we called Bricktown Transition Area, which we didn't know. We knew it was transitioning. We didn't know what. But basically, Bricktown was sort of the area that had a lot of great impacts for downtown, and basically I managed the Urban Design Review Committee there. Now, you know, it's not just Bricktown, but just about any place within a mile of downtown, you have to go through design review to get a building exterior approved. But I got to work on the trails master plan, and this past weekend I got to live out the fun of that, because I rode part of that trail that we actually planned when I was the project manager, as I did a ride of basically the Grand Boulevard corridor, about 30 miles or so. Something I do with friends and hopefully soon more and more with planners. Worked on annexation, de-annexation matters, and was the project planner in Paseo for a couple of years, for about a year there, and got to do a wide variety of projects. But now a lot of it's really about planning. I've worked a lot in recent years in trying to bridge, public health and planning, to make that connection, especially considering the health outcomes that we have here in Oklahoma and Oklahoma City. Well, again, OU's been great to my family. I married a girl that went to OU, and have had 3 children who either graduated from or are still going through the University of Oklahoma. It's been such a great thing for our family. Again, we owe so much to Professors Goins, Roger, and Lear. And Professor Goins sort of an inspiration, because he's still practicing in the area as well. And I look forward to the future. This thing on the wall back here, maybe you can sort of see, the Next 100 was from an APA AIA conference we had about 20 years ago, where we just finished the first 100 years of Oklahoma City's history, looking forward to the next 100 years. And we all have a lot to look forward to, I believe, and many more good years to come, either in planning or in civic pursuits to help out with making our cities better. And I'm proud to be a planner, and with that I'll just close by saying, Boomer! And you know the rest. Bye.